My name's Gary and I'm mechanic for Dean Lucas on Scott Factory Downhill team. Basically, to get prepared for a race run, I'll just check over the bike, grab a spare set of wheels, pump, tools, and the trainer bike, and then head up to the top. When we get to the top, I'll set up the trainer bike, and then I'll get out my tools, and then I'll give Dean his headphones and whatever little other pieces he's bought, and then let him do his thing. My three favourite tools of the set well, firstly is this bit driver. You can interchange your bits with Allen keys or Torx bits. It's pretty handy, just like if you're putting on a rotor or actually adjusting derailleurs, because you don't have to keep pulling in and out of the screw. You can just do it by hand. I think that's pretty cool. The crank cap driver, if you use Shimano cranks, it's pretty common to be pulling them in and out. It's just nice to have a handle. Yeah, I like it. And the spoke key, which is nothing exciting, but I've found this one is pretty comfy on the hands, and I don't get sore fingers when I'm building wheels, so that's definitely a plus. Yeah, so some of the most common things I'll do on a race weekend are tensioning wheels. The wheels definitely take a lot of pressure and stress when the riders are going down the track, so it's pretty common to be truing and even just putting them back to tension. Do a lot of tyre pressure checking, just to make sure that the exact pressure that Dean wants. Everyone has their specific tyre pressure, and that definitely helps with the feel of the bike. And we do check the fork pressure a bit. Don't really need to, but it does help, and sometimes when we're at high altitudes that pressure can vary, so it does sometimes pay to check it definitely before you go up the lift, just to make sure you know, because if you check it at the top of the track it could vary by like a PSI or two, so that's just good practice. So. Some tips for people looking to start working on their own bike would be maybe just start with frequently checking your bolts, and then probably if you wash your bike after every couple of rides, you can start like lubricating your chain, checking your tyre pressure, and then maybe just doing a bit of research and not being scared to try and work on your bike, because a lot of things aren't super technical. So I think that holds a lot of people back, is thinking they can't do it when they definitely can. So just don't be scared, just have a go. I would say the best part of the job is I get to work on high-end bikes, and I have a pretty big truck full of brand new parts that I can replace, and I don't have to tinker with trying to make things work. And we get to see some pretty cool places, ride in some very epic places, and just it's good hanging out with a good team and cruising around. I would say the worst part is on race day or on a race run, when Dean is doing his run, I'm in the lift and I don't really know how he's gone. I don't know if he's had a crash or if the bike's failed, hopefully not. And besides that, I reckon pulling down the pits is pretty bad. So, one hack that I've learnt just recently is if you're trying to route new cables internally, you can get your old cable and your new cable, and then you get a spoke, like a new spoke, and you cut the thread off it, and then you can thread it in either side of your cable and just pull it through, and it's super easy and hassle free. And another hack I would say is if you're building wheels, like get the wheel straight into tension, and then if you put the tire on and pump it up and then recheck your tension, because we have found that when you put your tire on a freshly built wheel, the spoke tension will drop. So yeah, just something to keep an eye out on. So. This is my master toolkit, and we'll give you a look at how I set it up. Basically, this is how the master kit comes. Haven't actually changed that much, probably because you got 3, 4, 5 and 6. That's the most common Allen keys. You could have an 8 there if you want, but I just haven't done that. And then torque keys. Scott does use a lot of torque keys, so that's why I've just left them up there. And then just the bit drivers that are handy to have. I find it just works well. So. One thing I did change with the kit is I removed all the tools out of the burrito wrap and just put them actually in the box, because I found that sometimes it's just a bit too much fiddling around to open the box, remove the side bits, and then get the burrito out. I do use the burrito more on the race day when I just pack some essential tools for the race run, and then I'll just chuck it in my bag, but it doesn't live in my toolbox. One thing I like about the master kit is these external part trays. They're super handy. I keep a lot of my small parts or tools in them. It's like spoke keys. That one's full of miscellaneous things, like valves, headset spacers, yada yada. And when you're packing up your box, they just sit in top, and then when you're getting ready, you can just clip them to the side, so that's pretty good. Kind of almost doubles the space of your toolbox, which I think is pretty cool. Last but not least is this beautiful piece of foam that comes on the top of all the master kits. I actually use this to store all the small bolts and small parts that when I'm working on the bike, so they don't roll away, because that is super annoying. So pretty random, but very helpful. So that just sits on top. You can put it there. Bob's your uncle.